Hello everyone, the package reviewer here, and I think I found someone so stroke-inducing, so mind-boggling and ignorant that you wouldn't even believe that he even exists. Here is the long-awaited rant on ZeroPaladinXV4, or 15-4, which is confusing since you used both a number and Roman numerals. Yeah, I know Maniac of Cyanide made a rant on him not too long ago, but I had this one planned long before he did. Plus, I have more evidence against him. With that said, away we go! Now, most of his gallery is centered around hating the particular shows known as Steven Universe and Gravity Falls. I never really cared for either of them, but his reasoning to why he hates those shows makes it look like he's trolling. But that sadly isn't the case. Here's a status to why he seemingly hates Steven Universe.
I am not a Steven Universe fan. Steven Universe was the main reason that OKKO got cancelled and that so many lesbians around this world are super offended. Not to mention that Steven Universe made the creation of Thundercats Roar. Hashtag anti-Steven Universe.
First of all, where's your proof of those bullshit claims? And second, even if a show caused the cancellation of another, that shouldn't really justify why you hate Steven Universe. Third, how the hell would lesbians be offended if the LGBT ships in that show are praised by many and the fact that it's not stereotypical in any way? If anything, more people support that than they are offended. Do rocks have genders anyway? And fourth, how can a cartoon create another cartoon? They aren't sentient or anything. Besides, Roar came out a month before Steven Universe ended. He is also just really desperate to demonize the show to the point of butchering their initial character. Like, what makes you think that Steven and the Gems would commit manslaughter towards innocents and kidnap them as well? Ever watch the show? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you didn't. Because anyone who would know the premise of such would know their character. And to further justify his hate, he used a video. And not just any video, he used fucking Lily Orchard's video as quote-unquote evidence that the show sucks ass. I honestly pity the people who actually believe in this shit. Again, I don't care for the show, but using a biased video from someone with a bad rep doesn't make your point valid. And about the quote-unquote stereotypes, he's just being vague about what makes them stereotypes. Why even call them that when you can't even justify what makes them stereotypes in the first place? So now why he hates Gravity Falls. And trust me, it's even more petty than why he hates Steven Universe. I never thought I would say this one day, but some wounds never heal. Saturday, August 16th of 2016. I was ready for another galactic adventure with Urza Bridger and the rebels against the Empire. After a delicious breakfast, I was ready and I changed the channel to Disney XD after watching a regular show on Cartoon Network. It was 10:40 AM, the Star Wars Rebels primetime, but then, surprise, the bumper of Gravity Falls appeared instead of the Star Wars Rebels bumper. At the very beginning, I thought it was some kind of joke, but it wasn't. That happened. Gravity Falls kicked out Star Wars Rebels, and that day I swore, for every Jedi who got killed by Order 66, that I will destroy Gravity Falls and send it to oblivion. So, you hate a show just because of an apparent schedule change? You have On Demand, for God's sake! Or better yet, get Disney Plus and watch it there. Actually watch the fucking show before you jump to any conclusions. But it gets even more petty from here. He thinks Gravity Falls will get Amphibia cancelled just because of a cameo in the show. And like most overreacting cartoon fans, he makes the petition out of it. How the hell does a cameo lead to the cancellation of a show? What even is your logic? And for a bonus, the last show he apparently hates is Prick and Asti. Please send help. Like Gravity Falls, he doesn't hate the show as much as Steven Universe, but it's still damn laughable. Wow, you got some controversial opinions. I'll give you Rick and Morty though. I tried it for a couple episodes, but it seemed like every genuinely funny moments was undercut by something horrible, like wacky wacky, nihilism, laughy laughy, attempted rape by a jelly bean.
Don't make me delete your comment.
I'm not picking a fight or anything.
There is no Morty and no Richard. Their names are Prick and Asti. No matter what in the title of that bullcrap that made the cancellation of the launching of the cartoon series of Deadpool. And they are not funny. They are a homosexual, alcoholic, narcotics fiendish mock-off of Back to the Future. World never wanted that. Well, the world would be missing out on such a kick-ass show given how much it has been praised. This guy will harass anyone who even puts characters from the show he hates in their pictures, or even creates something inspired by one of those shows. A prime example being a fusion called Emerald. Such a bullshit! Steven is not a hero, he is a princess! Ben gonna break him in combat.
Lol, what the fuck?
You heard me. Ben is more powerful, while Steven is so girly that depends on the crystal gems in battle. Also, Ben can take down Garnet transformed in Wrath or Humongousaur, while Gwen can become Antidote to defeat Amethyst, and Kevin can smack down Pearl by turning into metal/titanium/steel/gold.
My dude, I could not give less of a shit. This was purely for fun. Take your weird vendetta somewhere else, you joke.
Purely fun, my behind. At least I don't have a bad taste for aliens. The other ones like Autobot Road Ripper, Symbiote Parasite, and Groot Branch are amazing. But a crystal gem from that little princess called Steven Universe? How pathetic.
You're getting mad over fan art of a cartoon you don't like. I don't know how much more pathetic you can be, lol. Die mad about it, you fucking crybaby.
If I had $10 for every time I heard that.
Lol, if people are telling you that so much, it's at the point that you can say that? Maybe the problem isn't other people and their harmless fan art. Maybe you just need to grow up, get some actual critical thinking skills. Anyways, this has been fun, but the block button is right here, so... Although ZeroPaladin probably didn't take into consideration what Insane Main said, props to Main for trying to talk some sense into him anyway. Another example is on a comment chain from one of his Pick Your Poison memes, which are kind of the same thing but under different themes. And in the description, he wants Rebecca Sugar to be in prison just for creating a show he doesn't like. Apparently for creating lesbian stereotypes and corrupting viewers' minds by sending messages of non-violence. You seriously want another world war? Don't say I didn't warn you. Anyways, on with the chain. A hero tries to help whenever he can while causing the least amount of harm.
So you think that heroes must be like a princess who sings a princess's song instead of a warrior? Such bummer.
How is having a musical number in an action show a bad thing anyways? He likes music, and he's more of a defensive fighter.
Defensive my behind.
He is a shield.
Shield? Steven is not Tempest Wyvern from Beyblade Burst, you gemtard.
You're denying the fact that he participates in the fights? Again, watch the damn show. You don't have to enjoy it, but still. I don't even watch Beyblade, and is the name calling really necessary?
Keep being a princess who solves everything with cutie spetches. Don't come at me with a pure evil being starts attacking you to death. Oh!
I take it this guy can't even tell the difference between fiction and reality. You mistake kindness for weakness, and that will cost you.
Psst, I got more bones than that. Kindness it's okay for just MLP, but in an action tune, kindness shall become the last mistake. Don't come at me with a pure evil being attacks you to death. Spreading messages of peace in cartoons doesn't necessarily have to be done without action, but knowing your logic, you don't seem to understand such a concept. The gems can handle anything as long as they fight together. They're not the Voltron Paladins or any true hero team dork. Even the main six can destroy these lesbic stereotypes.
There's nothing stereotypical about them, and I doubt those ponies can even defeat a fusion, or a gem period.
Aw, did I hurt your feelings?
Are you capable of being mature, or are you just so bitter you're not capable of it?
Of course, has much sense, just being sarcastic.
The millions of fans, profits, merchandise, and about everything else speaks for itself. Steven Universe was legendary, and has earned a permanent spot in the CN Hall of Fame. Deal with it.
Keep dreaming. Those profits are illegal and those fans are toxic people.
Firstly, what makes you think the profits are quote-unquote illegal? It's not like a mafia is behind such a thing. Secondly, you're basically proving yourself, a Steven Universe hater, that you aren't any better than some toxic fans of the show. For Gravity Falls, it's kind of the same shit he spews out, but he also hides comments and calls someone Dipper Pines and a fallertard. I think the former can be taken as a compliment if you know his character, mind you, but it gets worse from here. On a picture of a crossover with Gravity Falls, Owl House, and Scooby-Doo, he threatens to kill the person who made it. Once again, you aren't any better than the haters if you say shit like this. Lastly, he manipulates someone into hating Steven Universe by spewing bullshit claims.
If I tell you, will you listen and try to understand my pain?
Yes. Well, in the 2014 when it came, I thought I was going to be awesome. How wrong I was, cause it was super girly and Steven wasn't the type of hero that I expected. A warrior who raises his own fist to create a determination and conviction shield and following the code of heroes. Steven was more like a princess, and not to mention that is super offensive to LGBT community. The toxic fandom and the ending that it was super girly when Steven was becoming into a cold-blooded monster who shall kill anyone who gets in his way. And it was the reason that OKKO got cancelled. Not Teen Titans Go, because the toxic fans of Steven Universe says Teen Titans Go this, Teen Titans Go that, Teen Titans Go with a hat. And a long etc.
Offensive? I did not know that! Now you know, because I noticed all the stereotypes of lesbian couples. Examples: Pearl, Peridot, Lapis Lazuli, Sapphire, Ruby, and a long etc.
So Rebecca wasn't supporting it, she was making fun of it. I'm sorry, but I don't know why you're taking his word for it without doing some extra research. Ask any fan of the show if it supports LGBT. Hell, you're a fan yourself. Or used to be. You would know this. So true. Yeah, I should have not liked the series then.
It's okay, mistakes makes you human. A real hero fights following the code of heroes.
unless you're an anti-hero like Spawn or Deadpool. The point is that Steven Universe is not a good show, at least from my point of view or yours. Then I will be an anti-hero like Hawk, Mothra, or Mahura. Whoa, those are villains, dude. Then what kind of anti-hero? More like Deadpool or Spawn. Okay! Cool, anyway, thanks for the watch. Afterwards, the user he manipulated was convinced that Steven Universe is trash and claimed to be racist to gays. Not a very bright way to word that, I might add. But it just keeps going. Just a little post I wanted to do.
Never follow me again.
Sorry for Vorart.
Not Vor, you dingus. You wanted to be an anti-hero, but you decided to keep being a princess like Steven, and you didn't found any cool avatar. Well, fine. Okay, I'm done with Steven Universe. Let it all out, bud. Discharge your anger against Steven Universe, and you'll be in peace once you're done now.
Yep, no more Steven Universe stuff.
Okay, that's the spirit.
Now for the new avatar, you'll need this. I'll send you a link. Although the user he manipulated would have known what he was saying was bullshit if he was truly a fan of the show, I honestly feel bad that this user took his word for it and had to be brainwashed by some idiot who doesn't even know what the hell he's saying. Also, he's deactivated now and never changed his icon, so I guess Zero Paladin will throw a tantrum over that. Good god, the hypocrisy of this guy. An example of him being a huge hypocrite is from this one picture where he wants his watchers to pick between the most satanic thing to him, or the most satanic thing with the prophet according to him. One person picks both, possibly in an attempt to spite him, but he instead becomes civil about it? Why aren't you going apeshit like you do when someone praises the show? Not that I want you to, but it's just confusing. And when he once again shit talks the show, he agrees that it's purely opinion based. And ironically under it, he proceeds to hide a comment which most likely says the same thing as the former, and uses the greatest insult he could come up with. He also seems to enjoy Yuri, but hates yaoi. Aren't they basically the same thing but with different genders? He does justify why he specifically hates yaoi, but I'll get to that later. Despite him saying that, he stated before that he's not homophobic, and sometime after he posted the status, he praises Clyde's parents from the Loud House. A bigger bra moment is how he wants his detractors to stop quote-unquote bullying him for having different opinions, despite doing the same thing. Yeah, no self-awareness whatsoever, am I right? Lastly, someone on one of his pictures brought up how he enjoys Yuri, yet disapproves of how the characters in the show are portrayed as lesbians. Okay, regarding the lesbian stereotypes part, isn't that a bit hypocritical? I mean, you yourself said you're into Yuri, which is the fetishization of lesbians. Food for thought, Pally.
I'm gonna delete your comment because Yuri's not a fetish like all you gemtards say.
Well, Shira's a lesbian too.
But he's healthy and shows that spark.
What do you mean? That in Shira of Netflix shows a true and healthy lesbian romance without offensive stereotypes. What's the difference?
I'm surrounded by idiots.
The one quote he uses when he can't justify his own opinions. Yep.
You showed me that you are a gemtard.
I am.
Do yourself a favor, take your gem-tarded opinions about that aberration that left a scar of compassion and empathy in your empty skull and get out of my sight. And never comment anything against the truth about Steven Girlyverse and my deviations ever again or I'll crush you with my shiny breaker.
Sure, crush me.
Warning, if you put a garnet the lesbian stereotype in your reply shall be deleted. Okay, takes my shiny breaker. Shiny breaker, drill attack, fire. Unleashes my shiny breaker finisher.
Good god, dude, stop taking note from Justice Squad, please. Rumor has it that this account named Inferno Flame 45 is Zero Paladin in disguise. I know it's deactivated now, but I'm not letting him go off scot-free for what he's done. Now, here are some theories on how they're the same person. Read the description of this and tell me if it sounds similar to Zero's structure.
What kind of idiot are you? You think that you're an adult to say anyone to grow up? Pathetic. Also, we don't live in the Steven Universe world where everything is solved with cuteness. You didn't hear about the Code of Heroes? You want a piece of me, idiot? Huh? Do ya? Ha, wuss.
Something tells me the guy who runs this account hasn't seen the show as well. Inferno also seems to hate Gravity Falls and White Knight Zero from time to time, along with the same beliefs that Amphibia is dying and yaoi is a bad thing. Even Zero himself denies that he also runs the Inferno Flame account. And on the Inferno Flame account, most of his deviations consist of poor memes centered around his detractors and beliefs. Which is really all I have from his gallery since I couldn't get anything else. I just find it really fucking pathetic how you create another account to vouch for your biased opinions. Damn, this guy just spits out so much shit that the clown department is practically begging him to apply for a job there. Get this, when Rebecca Sugar and Ian Jones-Quartey got married, Zero goes in complete denial that they're married and says on his sock puppet account that it's edited. Yeah, God forbid the creators of a show I love and hate at the same time get married. Seriously, look at their wedding photo and tell me that's not staged. Looking at one of his fill-in meme attempts, he just poorly placed an image on a pre-existing meme. Like, how do you fuck it up this badly? Also, FYI, these people made this monstrosity. You're welcome. And he even thinks that Crossover Nexus ruined Ian's career, which never happened since the crossover came out in late 2018, and the show ended a year later, producing 40 more episodes after the crossover aired. Seriously dude, do some research. He also wants someone to completely remove a character they hate and thinks that an addition of another character he hates in a show he likes ruins that show. Jesus dude, what did they ever do to you? Commit war crimes in your house? And whenever someone gives him criticism, he silences it and thinks childishness is a gangster term. I don't recall Tupac or 50 Cent using that word in their rap songs. And remember when he had a distaste for yaoi? Well, here's why he hates it. He hates yaoi just because of a crossover pairing of Hiro and Miguel, and encourages others to create characters that are initially gay instead of making these headcanons. Firstly, as far as I'm aware, neither characters had any implied sexual orientations in their respective movies. Second, great fucking homophobia by telling others to seek therapy over it, and to think that you weren't fucking homophobic. To add salt to the wound, he says on his sock puppet account that a gay man dies by a heart attack or white supremacist for every yaoi ship. I have no fucking comments. He also seemingly hates Miguel just because of that specific pairing. Just imagine hating a character due to something that didn't happen in its original franchise. Holy shit. But this last comment chain takes the cake on this guy. I think you guys should get some popcorn for this one.
Let me tell you something, Galaxina the Maggie. Cartoon Network never ended OKKO, and Dana Terrace is not Alex Hirsch's wife because Dana is not blind and noseless.
Yes it did. Otherwise its creator chose to end it. That is literally the only two ways the show ended, and it ended marvelously I might add. Way better than Steven Universe did in fact. It actually made me cry. Something I didn't expect from a show like OKKO, and yes she is, or at the very least is in a relationship with him. In fact, Alex Hirsch voices King and some of the other characters of the show, and gave her advice on how to go about writing the show, meaning he kinda helped create it. Heck, evidence shows that he might even be in the same universe. Ida's actual first appearance was on a wanted poster in a Gravity Falls comic.
I will throw you overboard for saying that!
But it's the truth, look it up yourself. Alex Hirsch and Dana Terrace are partners, as in a romantic couple.
What are you looking at, Galaxina? Dana Terrace is not an easy woman like Rebecca Sugar. Also, Gravity Falls needed to be sent to oblivion since it kicked out Star Wars Rebels from the Saturday schedule in 2016 and is going to ruin Amphibia like Steven Universe did with OKKO. And don't come with those sad excuses from the fandom of both shows because this makes a circus of yourself. If you're so sure that they aren't a thing, then look it up yourself since you're so smart. I've seen it in videos, I've seen it in wikis, I've seen it in articles. Alex Hirsch's Wikipedia page even has her in his partner section. They are a couple. They are a thing. Your denial of facts do not make them less of facts. Sorry to destroy your precious reality, and once again, even if this wasn't true, which it is, they are at least close enough for Alex Hirsch to voice King, and for him to give her advice on how to run the show, so yeah. I don't even care if King is voiced by LeBron James. Alex Hirsch shall kill Amphibia. End of the line.
No, he won't. He loves Amphibia. Gravity Falls and Amphibia did a crossover recently. If anyone's gonna end the show, it's either ratings, the creator, or the network. I'm going to make you a question and your answer wisely, right? Of course. Okay, now how would you feel if something you love got kicked out by something you consider unoffensive or something you hate? I would feel upset if such a thing happened, but I would eventually learn to move on from it. As long as I hold memories of the show in my heart, its impact on me will never die, and I'll treasure those memories forever. I certainly wouldn't threaten revenge on the show that took its place or kicked it out. Therefore, it's fulfilled a greater purpose, to bring happiness to others, even if one of those people isn't me.
Move on. Wrong. We're not in Transformers Animated. Something that I learned in regular show is that you must stand up and defend what you love.
Yes, I'm certain circumstances, you should stand up for yourself and fight what you love. But this is the wrong context. Things end. And we have to accept those things. It's sad when something concludes, but it's a fact of life that we have to live with.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
That must be a lot of mirrors, mate.
Get out of my sight, fucking fallertard. Amphibia is doomed. End of the line. So true. Amphibia is doomed.
It's not doomed. It's doing very well. Be positive.
It's not doomed, it's doing very well, be positive.
Stop acting like Mabel Pines and her retarded friends Greta and Candy. Don't you ever show yourself in Zero's posts or my posts either. He couldn't save Amphibia, but at least he will avenge it. Yes, at least this August 8th I will avenge Amphibia by uniting Anne and the Plantars with frog versions of Urzura and the Rebels. But it is doing well. It certainly is if it got this far and the fans are still excited about it. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to choose to look forward to what the show can offer instead of waiting for its inevitable failure. There's nothing to save or revenge, just enjoy the show while you still can. Also, Urzura, Bridge, or Frog will fight against Zipper Pine's Toad, and later Anne will fight Stanley the Luger Toad and their boss, Salamander Darth Maul. Cool fanfic idea. Why you act like Mabel? You want to pinch me a nerve? I mean, if acting like Mabel means thinking positively while keeping my mind open to negative outcomes, then I'll take that as a compliment. I'd rather think positive and enjoy a show while I still can than take out my sorrow on people who thought nothing to deserve my ire.
Get out of my sight.
Okay, but if I were you, before putting up false information about Alex Hirsch and Dana Terrace not being a thing when they clearly are, I would do your research.
Never show yourself in my posts again, Fallertard.
And I will never do such thing, because that means I must be a weakling.
Get out of my sight before I lose my patience.
You think that doing your research makes you weak? Oh, I get it. You're too scared to check. Because deep down you know I must be right. I get it. I totally get it, man. I'll take that as a compliment.
Fuck you!
Bless you.
Whore.
Good sir.
Get out of my sight immediately.
Dance.
You're blocked, Mabel.
Oh my god, what a coward. Imagine being so fucking ignorant to the point where you deny creators' relationships and throw tantrums over a show that's nowhere near getting cancelled. Christ, where do I begin with this? How about the fact that Zero is apparently oblivious to so many facts about shows he hates, even when he doesn't watch said shows or do some fucking research? Trust me, research will help with your arguments. And please don't hate certain things for really arbitrary reasons such as, this show replaced my favorite show, I hate a character due to a non-canon ship, this show makes fun of lesbians even though I haven't watched the show myself. Lastly, don't come up with petty bullshit to disregard criticism being thrown at you. Overall, Zero Paladin has to be one of the most entitled and ignorant users I ever covered. Like, imagine not researching shit to prove if you're right or wrong. Anyways, thanks for watching, this is the Package Reviewer, signing off.